The accusation came from nowhere. Marcus Dorsey loved mornings. Not because they were easy, he often woke with tension in his shoulders, the weight of lesson plans and parent emails sitting like bricks on his chest, but because he liked the stillness. The brief quiet before the bell, when the halls weren't filled with noise and politics and eyes watching. He was the only black male teacher at Lewis High School. He'd been there for 9 years. Never late, never written up. His classroom was filled with posters: Frederick Douglass, Angela Davis, a vintage newspaper clipping of the March on Washington, a quote by Baldwin above the whiteboard: "To be a Negro in this country, and to be relatively conscious, is to be in a rage almost all the time." Some students found it inspiring. Others, including parents, called it political. He taught history the way he believed it should be taught, truthfully, not sanitized. Civil rights wasn't a single chapter. Slavery wasn't a footnote. And the Constitution, as he explained to his juniors, was a promise, not a fulfillment. That Thursday had started like any other. It was second period, 10:17 a.m. He was at his desk reviewing an essay from a quiet sophomore named Rima when he noticed the assistant principal, Ms. Collier, at the door. She gave a short, polite knock and motioned for him to step outside. Marcus glanced at the clock, then back at Rima. "Keep working, I'll be right back," he said with a warm nod. The hallway was empty except for Collier, her arms crossed tightly. "Marcus," she said, her voice carefully neutral, "can you come with me, please?" He blinked. "Is something wrong?" She didn't answer. Just turned. He followed. They passed the trophy cases, the faded mural of Lewis High's founding in 1954, and 2 freshmen arguing over headphones. When they entered the administrative wing, the air shifted colder, quieter. 2 police officers were waiting in the main office. One wore a standard uniform. The other, in plain clothes, leaned against the wall like he'd done this before. Both looked at Marcus with the calm, alert posture of men who had already made up their minds. "Mr. Dorsey," the plainclothes officer began, "we received a report. A wallet went missing from a student's locker this morning. A witness claims you were seen near the area." Marcus blinked. "I was in class all morning." "Did you leave the classroom at any point?" "Only when I walked out with Ms. Collier just now." "Any time earlier today?" "No," he said firmly. "I don't go through student lockers. Why would I?" The officer's tone didn't change. "We'd like to ask you a few questions down at the station." "Am I under arrest?" "No, sir. This is voluntary." "Then why did it feel like a warning?" As Marcus looked around the room at the blank faces, the tight lips, he realized something. They weren't surprised. Ms. Collier didn't ask if it was true. The principal, who had just entered from the hallway, didn't even speak to him. They had already decided. The officer read him his rights anyway. "Just a formality," he added, with a smile that wasn't a smile. Marcus didn't protest. He just nodded. "I need to let someone know I'm leaving." "Your class has already been covered," Collier said quickly. His phone buzzed in his pocket. He didn't check it. When they stepped outside, the light hit hard. The sun was out. The wind smelled like new cut grass and cafeteria fries. 3 students stood on the stairwell, phones in hand, watching as their favorite teacher, the one who stayed late to help with essays, who showed up to their basketball games, who told them the truth, was led down the front steps by 2 cops. One girl whispered, "That's Mr. Dorsey." A boy muttered, "What'd he do?" By the time they reached the squad car, the video had already been sent to someone's group chat. And by lunch, it would be on 3 social media feeds. Guilty until silenced. The police station smelled like dust and old coffee. Marcus had never been inside one. Not like this. Not as a suspect. He was led past a row of cubicles with bored officers scrolling on their phones, through a set of fingerprint-smudged double doors, and into an interview room with no windows. Just a table, 3 chairs, and a video camera bolted to the ceiling. The plainclothes officer Detective Salvo gestured for him to sit. "We just want to get your side," he said, pressing record. Marcus sat down, hands folded. "I didn't take anything," he said calmly. Salvo didn't look surprised. He clicked his pen, opened a manila folder, and pulled out a printed screenshot, grainy, colorless, from a hallway camera. "This is you, correct?" Marcus leaned in. The photo showed him walking past the lockers, same floor, different wing. "Yes, between second and third period, I walked to the teacher's lounge for a coffee." "Any reason you stopped near the locker bank?" "I didn't stop. I walked by." Salvo tapped the page. "According to the student report, you lingered." Marcus blinked. "Which student?" "I can't disclose that right now."
You're saying a kid saw me steal a wallet? We're saying you were seen in the vicinity of a locker that was later reported missing its contents. We're not accusing, we're investigating. But Marcus knew the difference was only in tone. Salvo leaned forward, clasping his hands together. "Do you often leave your classroom unattended?" "No, I had a 5-minute window between periods." "Do you usually walk past the sophomore wing?" "I go where the coffee is." Salvo nodded slowly, as if pretending to understand. Marcus's heart was beating louder now, not from fear, from disbelief. He had played this game before. The careful tone. The insinuations. The moment when your existence, your presence in a place becomes the only thing that matters. Back in school, Kayla, one of Marcus's former students, now a senior, had already posted a message on her story. "Y'all far trying to say Mr. Dorsey a thief? Nah, this whole school bogus." It had 124 shares within an hour. Some students reposted. Others hesitated. A few anonymous comments read, "Wouldn't be surprised. Why is it always them? Check his classroom. The administration stayed silent." Parents had started emailing. One parent in the district Facebook group posted, "Maybe this is why our kids can't focus. Look who's teaching them." After the interview, Marcus was released. No charges, no explanation, no apology. "You're free to go," Salvo said. But Marcus didn't feel free. His phone had 19 missed calls, 3 voicemails, 8 texts, 1 from his younger brother, 2 from his landlord, 4 from students, and 1 from the school board's HR. He walked home. Didn't answer anyone. When he opened the door, the house was silent. His wife, Lena, sat at the dining table, eyes red. She had seen the video. She had read the comments. She had already called her boss to say she needed tomorrow off. "They said you're suspended," she said, "with pay, pending investigation." Marcus didn't speak. He sat down and stared at the wall. "Suspended with pay. It's like a favor. It's like a muzzle." The next morning, a local reporter showed up on his block, parked across the street in a black sedan, camera gear in the back seat. A neighbor texted him a photo. "Yo, news people." He stayed inside. But the story was out. Lewis High teacher suspended amid theft investigation. Witness claims staff member was near crime scene. No arrest, but
The burden of proof is on survival. Marcus didn't sleep that night. He sat at the kitchen table, phone in hand, staring at the school district's official email. Subject: Administrative suspension notification. Body: Pending the results of an internal investigation, you are placed on non-disciplinary administrative leave with pay. Please refrain from entering district property or communicating with students, parents, or staff. A formal review will be scheduled. The language was polite, sterile, like a Band-Aid pressed on an open wound. He tapped the screen off, then on again, read the email a third time. In the living room, Lena had fallen asleep on the couch, arms crossed. The TV was still on some courtroom show, ironic enough. 2 white lawyers arguing about who left a stain on a wedding dress. He turned it off.
By sunrise, his story had made it to 3 local blogs and 1 regional outlet. The headlines had evolved. Community shocked by theft allegation. Black educator accused of locker theft. Students rally for suspended teacher. That last one was the only glimmer of something real. A small group of students, mostly Black and Latinx, had created a petition calling for Marcus's reinstatement. Over 500 signatures by noon. Some marched out of class holding handmade signs, "He teaches truth." Don't silence that. But the administration released a statement by 2:17 p.m. While we understand the passion of our students, we are committed to allowing the process to unfold. All allegations are taken seriously. We ask the public to remain patient and respectful. Translation, shut up and let it go. Marcus met with his union rep the next day. Her name was Veronica Sanders, middle-aged, overworked, with folders under both arms and eyes that had seen too many ruined reputations. She didn't smile. "You're lucky this wasn't an arrest," she said. "But public opinion moves faster than policy. We need to be smart." "I didn't do it." I know. She slid over a form. "Do you have any documentation of your whereabouts during the alleged time?" Marcus pulled out his lesson plan, time-stamped emails, even a student's draft that he had marked at 10:18 a.m. in Google Docs. Veronica nodded. "That helps." Then she hesitated. "But the district has a student statement that says otherwise. It says they saw you fiddling with lockers." "That's not true." "Doesn't matter," she said. "It's in writing now. You're under review." Marcus stared at her. "Why does a student's word outweigh mine?" She sighed. "You're a teacher, he's a minor. And you're you." Later that night, Lena found him in the garage, sitting in the dark, surrounded by unopened boxes from when they thought about moving last year. He looked up at her. "They think I did it." "They don't care if you did or not," she said quietly. "They just want it to go away." He stood. "Then I want to fight." She didn't stop him. The next morning, Marcus called a friend from college, Jamal Morgan, now an attorney who handled school-related discrimination cases. By noon, they met at a small cafe in Midtown. Jamal didn't sugarcoat anything. "You're in a political mess," he said. "You teach Black history in a white suburb. They didn't want you there to begin with." Marcus nodded. But I didn't do anything." "I believe you," Jamal said. "But this isn't about evidence. This is about narrative." He opened his laptop. "I need names. Who accused you? What students support you? Who was in that hallway? Security camera timestamps. Give me everything." "Everything." Marcus exhaled. "I'll send it tonight." Jamal paused. One more thing, I've handled 5 of these in the last 2 years. 3 of them ended in quiet resignations. 1 ended in a settlement with an NDA. 1 went public that teachers still unemployed. "And me?" Marcus asked. Jamal didn't answer. The truth they buried. Marcus worked through the night. He combed his inbox for every timestamp, collected every digital footprint, hallway passes, lesson plan edits, emails, even the school Wi-Fi log that showed his laptop connected in room 212 from 9:50 a.m. to 10:45 a.m., the exact window the wallet supposedly went to. Missing. He sent it all to Jamal at 3:17 a.m. By 7 a.m., Jamal had a response. "Got it. That's strong. The tech logs are gold, but we need the camera footage. They won't release it voluntarily. I'll file a motion." Meanwhile, the story was gaining traction. A popular local Instagram page reposted a clip of Marcus being escorted out of school with the caption, "Beloved teacher suspended over theft accusation. Students demand answers." Over 12,000 likes. Thousands of comments, some supportive, others brutal. Check his locker. They always act innocent until they're caught. He taught my kid dude was obsessed with race. Kayla, the senior who started the petition, kept posting stories defending him. A few students created a short video showing clips from his classroom, him discussing the 1968 sanitation workers' strike, explaining redlining, quoting MLK. The video ended with, "This is the man they're silencing." It went viral within their district. But the school issued a warning. All student-created media must be pre-approved by administration. Censorship, wrapped in policy. Jamal filed an official records request for the hallway footage. The district dragged its feet. They claimed the footage system is under maintenance and not all angles were preserved. But Jamal pushed. He contacted a civil rights group in the city, the ARC Project, which had taken on discrimination in education cases before. They assigned an investigator. Her name was Miriam Lee. Sharp suit, sharper tone. She met Marcus in person. "They're stalling," she said. "We've seen it before. They'll wait until the fire dies down, then quietly fire you for loss of confidence. We're not letting that happen." She brought a folder. Inside was a copy of the student complaint, the one that started it all. Marcus scanned the page. The student claimed they saw Mr. Dorsey standing by locker 162 with something in his hand. No photo, no video, no timestamp, just a line of text. "Locker 162, Marcus said. That's in the East Wing." Miriam nodded. You teach in the West Wing. The time-stamped Wi-Fi logs place you nowhere near there." Marcus gripped the edge of the desk. "So they didn't even check the wings?" "No," she said. "They didn't care to." The next day, Jamal received a flash drive. Anonymous. No return address. Inside, uncut security footage from the East hallway. Timestamp 10:18 a.m. It showed a student white, male, hoodie pulling open locker 162, looking around, pocketing something. No teacher in sight. Marcus wasn't in the video at all. But the district never mentioned this footage. They claimed no hallway camera caught the incident. They lied. Jamal moved quickly. He scheduled a press conference. Short, clean. He showed the footage, released the Wi-Fi logs, displayed the district's statement denying hallway angles. Reporters ate it up. Marcus didn't speak, not at first. He just stood beside Jamal, arms crossed, eyes steady. But when one reporter asked, "Mr. Dorsey, what do you want now?" he finally replied, "I want my name back, and I want to know why they didn't even ask me if I was there." That night, the district issued a new statement. Newly discovered evidence suggests a need to revisit the investigation. Mr. Dorsey will remain on leave pending further review. They didn't apologize. They didn't mention the lie, but now they had no control. Because the video had already hit Twitter. And the world had decided. He was innocent. But not yet free. Cleared, but never the same. 3 days after the footage went public, Marcus received an email. Subject, notice of reinstatement consideration. Body, the district is reviewing the situation in light of recent developments. You will be contacted shortly regarding potential return to work procedures. No apology, no admission of error. Just a soft invitation to return to the same halls that let him be humiliated in front of his students, his peers, and the world. That afternoon, his phone rang. It was Dr. Keller, the superintendent. A polite voice, too polished to be genuine. "Mr. Dorsey, I wanted to speak with you personally. The board is prepared to reinstate your position effective immediately." Marcus listened in silence. "I'm sure this has been difficult," Keller continued. "We want to support your transition back to the classroom. Perhaps a reintroduction during a faculty meeting or a brief email update to parents." "No," Marcus interrupted. Silence. Silence. No reintroduction. No announcement. "Then how would you like to proceed?" Marcus closed his eyes. I'm not coming back. Lena didn't say a word when he told her. She just nodded, walked over, and hugged him tighter than ever before. She knew. He might have been proven innocent. But they had still treated him like a criminal. And no amount of clearance could undo the look in the student's eyes that day on the stairs, or the way his principal never spoke up, or the emails that leaked, or the sleepless nights, or the way his mother cried when she saw his face on the news. Still, Marcus didn't disappear. Instead, he spoke. He joined the art project full-time, started visiting other schools, gave talks to teacher unions, educator panels, civil rights roundtables. He told the story. Not just his, but stories like his. The ones that never go viral. The ones that end in quiet firings, ruined resumes, or prison. He became a voice. Reluctantly at first. But as word spread, as people reached out, he realized the thing he taught in room 212 was still true. History isn't what happened, it's what we choose to remember. 1 year later, he stood on stage at a conference in Philadelphia. The room was full of teachers, administrators, students, lawyers. He clicked to the next slide in his presentation, a photo of locker 162. Then he said, sometimes justice isn't a courtroom. It's the truth you refuse to bury. Silence. Then a standing ovation. Afterward, a student approached him, 17, nervous, hoodie pulled low. My school did the same thing to my brother, he said. They said he stole an iPad. He didn't. Marcus nodded. I believe you. The boy hesitated, then added, he didn't fight. He just dropped out. Marcus looked at him for a long second. Then he said, you're still here. Back home that night, Marcus sat in the same seat at the kitchen table. Same chair, same light. He looked down at the folder in front of him, the original suspension letter. He picked it up, walked to the backyard, lit a match, and watched it burn. Questions remain. His face was blurred, but the name was not. And all across the city, parents read those words and nodded like they made sense. Because sometimes the accusation was enough.